Hey Tiger Rock Nation, Jason Griffin here with our workout of the week. Let's get going. Okay guys, for our warm-up drill, we're going to work on a set and a rotation of our drills. What's going to happen is we're going to do 10 jumping jacks, followed by 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and then we're going to hold the splits for 10 seconds. We're going to do that 3 times. Let's get going. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, down in push-up position. All right, arms out, body straight, and let's knock them out 10 times. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's turn around. Let's get those feet out. Hands back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to sit up. Let's take our legs out, put them into the split stretch. Hold for 10 seconds. And let's do that 3 times. Ready? Go! All right, team, follow me real fast. We're going to go through our stretching routine. One leg is going to be out, one leg is going to be behind us real fast here. And what I want you to look at real quickly is this. Is if you notice, my hips are going to be as wide as my shoulders are, kind of like my ready stance is. So when I step, I'm not going to step and put my leg in front of my other leg. I'm going to take and I'll have my legs as wide as my shoulders are. My base leg is going to be straight behind me. My front leg is going to be up, but I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see. So my hips are going to be here, and my goal is my heel has to be out farther than my knee is. When I'm here, a lot of times it's better to go ahead and stick your leg out a little bit farther right now. And our goal is we're going to try to draw a straight line between our knees. So if you notice right now, and I'm going to put my hips right in the middle. So I'm going to lean forward, and I'm going to stretch. When I do this, I want to really try to mash my hips to the floor as low as I can. So I'm going to hold that. Then I'm going to lean backwards, pulling my toes back, and then I'm going to stretch my hamstrings out. We're going to go through that set 10 times. Now I'm going to give you 2 little small things that can help you to get a little bit more flexible in this drill. So a lot of times when I'm here in this stretch position and I'm trying to push it down, I really can't make myself go that low based on maybe just being a little bit tight. So what I'll do, I'm going to place my hand on the floor. I'll take my base leg and watch what I do. I think about just kicking and I straighten it out. Then as I lean in, it's really going to stretch this out. Now, one of the drills I'm going to teach you guys today, one of my favorite techniques, is going to be real important. You're going to realize we're going to learn how to stretch through our hips. So this will be a great drill. Let's do it 10 times on both sides. Go. Hey team, our basic technique is going to be a knife hand strike and a front kick today. So our first thing we're going to work on is going to be what part of the hand do we strike with, and what does our hand actually look like. So if you would, you can take your hand like mine. Our goal, fingers are going to stay nice and tight. I'm going to bend my thumb as much as I can. My thumb is going to lay to the side of my hand. On a knife hand strike, it does not go inside, it goes to the side. So my hand will look just like this. The second part is the striking surface is going to be the meaty part of my hand that you see right here. So as I strike, you're going to see that. My strike is also going to start palm to my neck, and at the last second, you're going to see the rotation of my wrist, and then I'm going to push my hand out. Now, a knife hand strike, when I do this, that arm is going to cross on top. So if I'm going to strike with this hand, it's going to cross on top. Other hand is going to be underneath. So my top hand, my strike hand, my fingers are tight, my thumb is here, and my hand is going to be palm to my neck. My opposite arm is going to go under, and if you notice, it's going to face palm outside. So that when I strike and my hand goes out, this arm is going to pull right back to my side, and it's going to end palm up. So I take my hand, my striking hand hugs. I want to try to stack my elbows on top, and then knife hand strike. Hug. As I do this, if you notice they're sliding apart, as they go out, they're going to come right to my side and right to my hand. When I do this, the hands are going to twist at the last second. This one's going to strike out, and this one's going to strike in. So hug, and 1. Hug, 2. There's a lot of knife hand strikes in our forms. We want to get that wrist rotation really good. So we're going to do our knife hand strikes. We're going to do 10 on both sides. Give me 3 sets. Our kick of the day is going to be a front kick. So I'm going to go to the bar real quickly so you guys can watch. We're going to work on some details. So I have the bars here. You can grab a table, a chair, anything that can help you balance, because these are going to be slow motion and pressing techniques. In the middle of that technique, where can I improve as we go? So our first thing is going to be this. Guard's going to be up, leg is going to lift. When I lift my leg, I want to have my foot underneath my knee. A lot of times when I see students kick sometimes, they have their foot over here. So because I'm going to be kicking this way, I want you to notice that my leg is going to be completely underneath. It won't be twisted or outside from there. So my guard is going to be up. My leg is going to lift. As I kick the knee, I'm going to extend. At the last second, you're going to notice how the ball of my foot is going to go out and it's going to retract back. So the kick is going to end up looking like this. But when it's down, it doesn't look like that. It's going to be nice and flexed. One of the drills that's really good for you to do is to kind of walk around on your heels. When you walk around on your heels, what you find yourself doing is contracting your shin muscles, and that's the exact same muscle that's going to help us to keep our ankle back as we go. So on this one, you're going to do sets of 10, but it's going to be really slow. The goal is, if you're the first one done, you probably could go a little bit slower. Now, when you do this, when you go slow, you're going to start feeling muscles you didn't even know you had in your hips, and those are the muscles we're trying to develop. So ready, guard up, knee up, ankle flex, extend, point, retract, ankle pulls up, and that's going to be one. Ready? Let's do a couple together. And 10 on both sides. All right, we're going to take kind of an intermediate hand technique section. Now, we realize also there's going to be a lot of you guys watching these videos all the way from our white belts up into our black belt. Now, this technique happens to fall right in that blue belt zone. So for those of you guys that are blue belts and higher, this is going to be really good for you. If you're not a blue belt yet, one day you will be, so you can go ahead and work on these techniques, because it's simply a high block, a knife hand, low block, and we're going to work on some of the things that we did. So what you'll notice is if you want to be a world champion forms competitor, you're going to have to show the details that some other students aren't willing to put that grind time inside of it. You should embrace that grind time. Quickly, as I'm going to break it down for you, show you how the technique is going to work, and I have kind of a 5-step process for that. So I'm going to hug, and my first thing is this. It's going to be in a back stance, so we've already discussed palm and palm. I'm going to go knife hand, low block. That's going to be 1. My hand's going to pull back. Palm up is going to be 2. High block is going to be 3. Hug is going to be 4. And strike is going to be 5. In this process, you're going to kind of see a low, a high, and a middle strike. So for all of our beginners out there, all this is a low block, but it's a knife hand low block. You're going to see a high block, but it's a knife hand high block. So here's our 5-step process, and I want you guys to practice it on both sides. So one day when you become a black belt and you demonstrate the form on both sides, you knock it out of the park. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I hug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I got one little last thing I want to show you guys about that's kind of one of the, again, all instructors kind of have pet peeves, things that we see in class that we're like, oh, it looks so amazing, but we got to fix that. Whenever we do a punch or any of our hand techniques, you're always going to notice that my wrist is going to be in line with my fingers. So as I punch, top 2 knuckles, arm is going to be straight here. A lot of times when we go to high block, a lot of the students, instead of keeping this hand like this, their wrist seems to rotate back and they seem to be down. Because from this side, the viewing side, it kind of looks flat. But in a correct position, your hand's going to move up. So when you do this knife hand high block right here, you're almost looking like your 2 fingers are going to be pointing up. See if you can look for that straight line. Those are some details that will make you a form world champion. Okay, team, now it's time for our sparring techniques. What I want us to work on today is going to be blocks 1, 3, and 5. And 1, 3, and 5 are going to be your most important blocks that you're going to learn as a martial artist. So when I'm here, blocks 1, 3, and 5 are all our front side block. So no matter which leg you have out, if you have your left leg out, if you have your right leg out, blocks 1, 3, and 5 are that front side. So with my hands up in guard position, remember our saying is hands are eye high. So my thumbs are in level with my eyes. If you notice also, I have one hand on both sides of my body. When I do block number one, that's going to be zone number one, and that's going to be for anything that's going to come to your body. Now, there are things like front kicks that you will block with block number one and side kicks that you'll block with block number one. But sometimes you get some unorthodox kicks that come your way, and you don't even know how to process. Like, was that a round kick or a side kick? The next thing you know, you get hit. So what I want you to think about is this. Don't think about the technique that's coming at your body. What I want you to do is just recognize what zone it comes into, and that makes the process a lot faster for you. So let me review blocks 1, 3, and 5. Then I'm going to give you a set of sparring combinations. You'll actually have a chance to shadow box and perform. So let's get our hands up in guard position. Our arm is going to drop down. That's going to be block number one, and then back inside. Block one and back. So block one is going to be our low block. Block three is an outside block. Boom, I'm just going to block from my nose, and my hand pulls back, and block number 5 goes outside. Block 5 is outside. Now, what I like to do real quickly is this, is I take those drills, and I can learn how to shadow box. So I basically just move around. I got some nice work, and I'm just going to block. Boom, I'm going to block a little bit outside. I see it coming at my body. Boom, and I work on blocks 1, 3, and 5. Now, as a kid, I was always kind of a inquisitive kid. I'm an only child, which let's not even get into that. But I always like to ask, what about this? What about that? Well, I'll tell you this. If you notice a while ago, we did blocks 1, 3, and 5. In our backhand, it was up in guard position. I call that our what-if hand. What if they kick at me again? Or what if I make this amazing block and I want to hit them? So whenever I'm here and I block with the front hand, I'm going to always pull my hand up, punch, punch, and then back. So it would be low block, counter, counter, and then guard. Block, notice how I'm moving in. 1, 2, and I step back out. If I do block 3, it's block, 1, 2, and then back. I block, I can go body, I can go head, whatever you want to do. Block 5, 1, 2, and then back inside. So those are our shadow box drills. You can move around, block, 1, 2, turn a little bit, 3, 1, 2. Use your hands, move your feet, but always make sure as you're practicing, you don't go so fast that your hands never come back up again. They always have to punch, assume the guard position, hands on both sides of our head, eye high, then repeat. 1, 3, and 5, that's going to be our sparring blocking drills. Be transformed. What does that really even mean? Today I'm going to give you one word that I think that can help you be transformed. If you look at our Rise 15 story and all the words that go along with that, everything has an intricate little part or a little piece that actually helps you to one day be transformed. Today I want to talk to you guys about what it means to be committed. Commitment is really kind of just your ability to kind of follow through when things really aren't going great, when things are a little bit more difficult. You know, it's really easy to be committed when everything is going great. It's easy to be committed to your training when you're earning belts and winning gold medals. But how does your commitment change when maybe you don't pass that belt exam? How does your commitment change when maybe you really trained hard for a tournament, for a competition, but you didn't place like you felt like you wanted to? Well, that's what commitment's all about. And one thing for this, from Tiger Rock, we're going to be committed to helping you guys reach your goals. And I want you to be committed the same way. We'll see you guys on the mat.